The Kaaba was created by Ibrahim and his son Ismail for monotheistic worship. It was later recreated by the Quraysh tribe for polytheistic forms of worship. In later years, a merchant named Muhammad was sitting in the cave of Hira because he felt uneasy with the Quraysh tribe, who at the time participated in using counterfeit money and were mean to their people. In the cave, an angel named Jibreel came down to earth and asked Muhammad to read verses of the Quran. Muhammad, who was illiterate, responded saying that he didn't know how to read. The angel then squeezed him and asked him to read again. Miraculously, Muhammad found that he could read and recited some verses of the Quran, which were later added to the beginning of Surah Ad-Dua. After this encounter, Muhammad ran down the mountain and went to his wife Khadija, who told him that he was the prophet of Islam. He began to preach Islam and mainly got converts from poorer backgrounds. The Quraysh tribe rulers saw that they were losing followers, and followers gave money to the idols in the Kaaba. They asked Muhammad to stop spreading Islam, but he did not stop. Allah, or God in Arabic, said that Muhammad needed to destroy the idols in the Kaaba in order for the Quraysh tribe to stop harassing Muhammad's followers. At night, Muhammad entered the Kaaba and broke all of the idols except the biggest one. The next day, the Quraysh asked Muhammad why he destroyed the idols. He told them that I got lost. At night, Muhammad entered the Kaaba and broke all of the idols except the biggest one. The next day, the Quraysh asked Muhammad why he destroyed them. He told the Quraysh that when he destroyed the little idols, they couldn't even protect themselves, so how were they supposed to protect the people? And then he said that the big idol just sat by and watched the destruction. The people realized what the Prophet was saying was true, so many swayed over to Islam. The Quraysh leaders understood his point, but were mad because they began to lose money that they made from people worshipping the idols. This started the persecution of Islam, and Muhammad was forced to flee from Mecca.
Pilgrimage started with the Prophet Muhammad when Allah told him to restore the Kaaba to the worship of Allah only. In 628 CE, the Prophet and his 1,400 followers set out, starting the tradition. The interior of the Kaaba is made with a marble and limestone floor. There's a black cloth that hangs around the Kaaba called the kiswa, which is elegantly coated in calligraphy. In calligraphy, it contains verses called ayahs of the Quran. Today, it sits in Mecca, Saudi Arabia, in the heart of the Great Mosque. There's been significant changes since its construction. Due to the sheer amount of people, it was expanded under the second caliph called Umar. Colonnades were later added by Uthman and incorporated other important monuments in the sanctuary. Under the Abbasid Caliphate, it was expanded several times. A madrasa, or a religious school, was later added to the side of it. In the 17th century, floods completely destroyed the mosque and the Kaaba, which later had to be entirely rebuilt. A solid gold door was added in 1982. Today, there are 4 colonnades surrounded by 7 minarets. This is the largest amount in the world. In the 1950s, the Saudi Arabian government expanded the area to accommodate more pilgrims, and it covers about 40 acres of land. Like most important religious buildings around the world, its corners align with the 4 cardinal directions. Only Muslims are allowed to visit Mecca and Medina. So, due to the sheer amount of people, there's lots of regulations on how many people can go. At one point, there was an age restriction due to stampedes, and the Saudi government invests billions into infrastructure to support the vast amount of people. About 1.5 million people are going to be attending the Hajj this year. Wide footbridges are there to support the people there, and personal vehicles are banned due to traffic. There are vast tent cities there, about 160,000 separated by country.